try. Oh, there we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Talk CFL podcast, episode number 617. I'm your host, Christopher Jones, coming to you live from Merritt, British Columbia. Good evening, all, and how you doing? It's actually a rainy evening in Merritt, believe it or not. It's kind of weird. It was 34 degrees yesterday, but it rained a little bit today. Okay, so anyhow, we're here to talk some football, and that's Canadian football, CFL. And we're midway through the season. We're about to enter week 11. There is only 21 weeks, so this is the halfway point of the season, not of the games, but of the season. I guess we're pretty close to each team having 9 games played anyhow, except for the bye here, there, and everywhere. Somebody's always screwed up. Winnipeg's had way more byes, and BC has only had 1 or 2. What is it now? It doesn't matter. Okay. So we're talking football. We've got a full panel today. We got Charles Cliff. He's up in my upper right corner. I don't know where the hell he is on your screen, but Charles, welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Amazing.
In a cloudy but cooler day down here in the Lower Mainland, after having 3 days of a heat wave, it's cooled off and it's going to get cooler and rainier over the next couple of days. I don't mind the relief.
3 days is not a heat wave.
Regardless. Well, around here it is.
Yeah. Okay. The other Abbotsford boy, Rick McDonald, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Happy to be back. Been out exploring the wilds of Canada.
Well, yeah, I understand you're staying home for a while now. Did the van bit the dust?
I didn't bite the dust. It just kind of died on the highway this afternoon.
What happened?
I don't know. She just lost power and couldn't get her to start and stay started. So coasted over to the shoulder and called my BCAA to come get me.
Yeah, there you go.
I think might be fuel. It starts, it turns over fine, but it doesn't maintain the start. So I'm guessing fuel. But it's at the shop now, and we shall see.
It could be spark.
That's why it was slow on the freeway today.
Wrong. I was on number 11.
Kidding.
I was on number 11, and it was not slow. Scary shit sitting there.
I know. I was only kidding.
I was planning a trip to Nelson next week, but maybe that's not going to happen.
It's probably a good plan to stay close to home for a while. And finally, last but not least, our little Willie. Will McDonald, how are you doing, buddy?
I am fantastic. You know, after this past weekend, I don't know how anybody can stay away from CFL football games.
I have no idea.
All 4 games were fantastic. And I do believe all 4 games were decided by 9 points, was it? I think that's what
total of 9 points.
That's what Sparky put down?
Yeah.
So, no, that was my Sparky put down 56 seconds.
Oh, okay.
The winning points were scored within 56 seconds of all 4 games combined. I mean, the BC game was in overtime. A couple others were walk-off field goals. So, you know, hey, that's it. 56 seconds.
They were good games to watch, of course.
Yeah, lots of scoring in most of them.
Yeah, well, but if you think about it, people who don't know football like scoring.
Yeah, but, you know, like the Ottawa-Toronto game would have been nice if somebody brought a defense.
Yeah, that's true.
Defenses are highly overrated, aren't they?
88 points. 88 points.
Yeah.
Not this week. They weren't.
They
were severely underweighted. They played.
Throughout history of us picking scores on this podcast, I've always gone high, and I mean like really high, and I'm in like 54 points, and everybody else is 36 and 42 and everything else. But the norm seems to be around the 54 point mark, and I'm actually under on a lot of these games now, which is kind of weird and scary.
Yep.
But so be it. Let's talk about the games this week. We had an exciting game in Hamilton. It went to overtime. It was the BC Lions and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And this is a terrible fucking way to end an overtime game. and that is to fumble the football in overtime and lose the fumble. So BC picks up the ball, and the only
I
thing
thought
that
it
they
was
had to
great.
do, what's that?
I
You
said I thought it
great?
was great. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was. I mean, great, but it wasn't even a great defensive play. It wasn't a bad defensive play, but it wasn't amazing. Anyhow, BC gets the ball. All they have to do is score. It doesn't matter how many points, 1 point, 7 points, it doesn't matter. And what do? They go and try to lose the game by fumbling the football. They tried to. They didn't, thankfully. Why didn't they just kick a field goal from the 35-yard line on first down? Points
Right.
don't
Yeah.
matter when you're playing at the Eastern Division. Just score, kick the ball through the end zone, get a rouge, win the game, be over. Don't hit the fucking upright.
Maybe they wanted to pad Rourke's stats.
I'm sitting here going, kick the ball, kick the ball, kick
No,
the
because
ball,
the thing
and
is,
kick the fucking ball.
they
And
weren't
no,
throwing.
they're running
They
it,
kept
and they're
running
running
it.
it, and they're running it, and sure shit, something's bad is gonna happen, right?
Yeah,
I
very
was
true.
terrified.
I mean, it's karma. You kick the ball.
You know what? Years ago, Christopher, I did that as a midget coach. There was less than a minute left in the game. I needed a field goal to win. It was first down, and I was close enough, and I figured, like, I'm going to kick the fucking field goal. And it got blocked, and we recovered it. So then we kicked it on second down and won the game. So if I'd tried that on third down and it got blocked, I would have lost the damn game.
You would have lost the game, right?
Exactly.
And whether it's blocked or a bad snap or whatever else.
Yep.
So you got to kick the ball. Don't kick the ball on third down. We did, right? They ran the ball twice, didn't make 10 yards. So they went to kick the field goal on third down. Bad snap, gets blocked. Something bad fucking happens. No, kick the ball on second down. First down, I don't care. Just kick the ball.
Yeah, don't.
For somebody who hates kickers, I'm sitting here going, kick the ball, kick the ball, kick the ball.
I'm thinking too, as soon as the Lions, I even said it out loud because my wife was in the room watching the game with me. I said, the Lions are going to get the ball. They're going to run it once, place it in the middle of the field, and they're going to kick the field goal. But they keep running forward. I'm like, look, you're playing with fire here. Don't do this. Especially when they got down inside the 25. I'm like, this is, Sean White could do this blindfolded. What are we waiting for?
He could do it with his heel backwards.
Yes. And not only that, the more plays you have, the more chances someone's going to get injured. They were taking unnecessary risks. I'm glad they got it, but it scared me. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, don't fumble for the love of God. I'm like, we just saw Hamilton fumble. We don't want to give it right back to them.
Exactly. I'm just sitting here having a heart attack. I'm yelling at this computer or my iPad. I'm typing into our group chat. I'm typing in on the game chat online and going, kick the fucking ball. And they didn't listen. Anyhow, it was a good game. It was an exciting game. It was a back and forth game. A lot of people say Hamilton gifted this game to BC. I didn't see it that way. But you know what?
A lot of people. Sparky said that.
What's that?
Sparky's the one that was kept banging that drum.
Yeah. So BC won the game. It's just plain and simple. Were they the better team?
They won the game. Ipso facto, they're the better team.
Yeah.
That's the stat.
They had more points than the other team. They were the better team.
That makes them better. That's the way my world works.
That's the one stat that counts.
Yep.
Speaking of stats, there was a stat in this game, which I got backwards, but it was something that in 54 years of me watching football, I don't believe I've ever seen happen. Hamilton didn't get a penalty the entire game.
Yeah. I don't know how that happens.
The only way that happens is if the refs are trying to give the game to them. I don't know. I can't answer that. There's penalties on every single fucking play on both sides of the ball. So I don't know how you go an entire game without getting a flag thrown at you.
Apparently, it's possible.
Yeah, apparently. But I think there was a mandate there to let Hamilton win. I don't know.
Well, whatever. It didn't work. It didn't
Conspiracy.
work.
It didn't work. BC won the game. Better team.
Yes,
Higher
they
score.
did. Much to my
Okay.
dismay.
Anything else you want to talk about this game, Charles?
Well, I thought the Lions in the first half were head and shoulders better than Hamilton, and I thought their defense had finally learned their lesson after their final 3-minute collapse. But then they got into their bad habits again in the second half, and Hamilton got right back in the game, and it looked like the same defense. But the Lions' offense was basically step for step there with the Hamilton offense, and they were able to pull it out when they needed to and not turn the ball over like Hamilton did. So it was a better performance. I thought as a whole, the Lions defense was better, not significantly better, but better. They were good enough to win the game this time when they weren't 2 weeks ago. But no, the Lions offense, I think now we're hitting week 9 are really, I think, rounding into form. I think that was probably Nathan Rourke's best game since returning from the NFL. And yeah, I'm excited to see if we can just tighten up that defense a little bit. The Lions can definitely make some noise in the Western Division coming down, as long as we're able to tighten up our defense. Now that's a big question mark, but they're at least in the conversation.
Really?
I've had my hand up.
Being bad.
I've had my hand up for 20 minutes. You haven't said anything. Should I take
I
my
didn't
hand
even
down?
notice that, but he does.
Take my hand down? I was being
Charles
polite.
was talking. Well,
Yeah,
there's a little hand there. Okay.
Yeah. I put my
I didn't
hand
know
up.
that.
You
Okay,
didn't do
well,
it.
Charles was talking. Take your hand down.
No,
and
you
now
have
you
to
can
take
talk.
my- I think-
Willie, you can talk.
No,
How do you put that hand up?
What I wanted to talk about was all you guys talking about bringing kickers in to win the fucking game. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't have kicked a field goal for $1 million.
Of course, you'd have rather turn the ball over.
Really? You're relying on
The
field goal
fucking
kickers
ball.
to win the game. Wow.
It worked.
That's all I'm going to say.
It worked.
Uh,
Rick, do you
Almost
want to
putting
speak
up the
now, or do you have
Stampede.
to go to the potty?
Almost did.
putting up the Stampeders did the same thing.
That's
but
just another
we'll
game
get there.
this week where nobody brought their fucking defense. 79 points. 79 points. Please.
Fair.
Well, these two teams played 2 weeks ago. BC Lions would march down the field and score, and then Hamilton would just like parade back down and score again. And BC was constantly playing good football on offense and absolute garbage football on defense. And Hamilton won the game because BC defense couldn't stop them when they were up 10 points in the last minute of the game. So it was kind of sad. This week, defense played a respectable game. Offense played an amazing game. So Nathan Rourke in this week got himself into the CFL record book again. And what for?
Most 400-yard games by a Canadian quarterback.
Yes, kind of like the tallest midget.
So he's got more yards in a game than Russ Jackson had. All right.
I mean, to be fair, there aren't that many competitors for that.
Okay, there are five.
And they're
Five
all
people
Nathan
that they're-
Rourke. Yes.
Okay,
And they're all
William.
Nathan. We know that.
William,
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Sorry.
don't be disrespectful right now. You have to stop talking when somebody else is talking.
Okay, Dad.
Yes. There are 5 slots in the record book for most points in a game by a Canadian quarterback.
Yes.
Most yards.
yards.
Most yards, sorry. Nathan Rourke holds the top 4 of the 5 positions.
Who's the
And what
fifth?
Tell you.
Who's the fifth?
I don't know. I never heard of the guy.
Honestly, the fifth guy I'd never heard of. So I'm really surprised though that Russ Jackson, Hall of Fame quarterback, Russ Jackson, never had a 400-yard game.
He
Nope.
played in the 1920s. What do you expect? He didn't pass the ball.
It wasn't the
It was
1920s.
like the
I remember
70s.
him. I wasn't born till the early 60s. Okay.
I never saw Russ Jackson play. Okay, sorry, just saying.
But
it was
you know why
definitely
that's such a short list, right?
because
Nathan Rourke's 4 of them.
No,
Well, it's also there haven't been many Canadian quarterbacks.
exactly.
Well, there's been lots of Canadian quarterbacks. There's just no fucking good.
No good ones.
I mean,
anyways,
you got Trey Ford in the CFL right now. Why isn't he in the record book?
and I'm sorry, but
Because he
I'm
had 36 yards the other day.
I'm sorry, Charles. BC's defense let in 38 points, and you say that's the defense is rounding out, are they? Rounding
No,
out
I said
what?
no. I didn't say they're rounding out. I said the offense is rounding out. I said the defense still needs a major improvement, but
You
the
didn't say
offense is
major
rounding
improvement.
out.
You said tweaks.
Well, they
Anyway.
need improvement. Is what they need.
Okay.
Okay,
Rick,
So we can't
Do you
rely
have
on them
anything to
scoring
add to this
41 in
game?
a game.
get on with it, CJ.
I
I got to let Rick talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I've other than the comment and the scores and that's pretty skinny because I was at a campsite looking at the beach with no connectivity
Wi-Fi.
that day, so I didn't see any of the game.
Okay.
However,
So
I
then
was
I'm gonna
disappointed
continue
that
on,
I picked
okay?
the wrong winner.
So this was BC 41, Hamilton 38. It was a tie game going into overtime. BC won by 3. Total 79 points. Charles, William, and CJ picked the Lions. Rick and Sparky went with the Ticats. You guys lose. Charles added 0 points. Will added 0 points. CJ added 0 points. Rick and Sparky were the same. They were tied at 0 points. Way too high a score at 79.
Well, who the hell
Okay.
saw 79?
Not very
points
often
from?
where you get 0 points for a whole game, right?
Right across the board.
Yeah.
But I think I had
nobody
the
went
highest
high.
score.
I mean, it just didn't happen. Friday night game had the Edmonton Elks playing Montreal Alouettes in Montreal.
Yes.
And this game, they pulled McLeod Bethel Thompson, but I was under the impression that they pulled him because they didn't like his performance. But no, he was injured, and he's now been placed on the 6-game injury list. And Montreal Alouettes have signed Cameron Dukes.
Okay, so what is it? Is he injured?
He's injured.
Yeah, I believe so.
Or do they not want his salary to be included in their salary cap?
I don't think his salary's that high to bother.
Because I don't know. And I was saying this to CJ during that game, and I don't know. Did you watch that game, Charles?
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw parts of it.
Do you PVR these games?
I don't PVR them. Usually, I'll go back and I'll watch them. At least the highlights on the on YouTube.
PSN.
Because I was watching McLeod Bethel Thomas, and that guy has Thompson, whatever, has a one-step drop back. That's all he was dropping back, and he was getting crushed on every play. And I'm surprised nobody fixed that or checked him on that, because isn't it usually a 3-step drop or a 5-step drop?
3-step drop.
Unless you're throwing the quick slant, then it's a 1.
Yeah, but not every play was the quick slant.
But you can't do that every play.
No,
he was getting punched in the mouth every play.
Maybe what he injured was his
that he was
pride
even more
because they
injured.
lost to the fucking Elks.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
If you're going to do
that
a
leads me to believe maybe
1-step
more he was
drop
injured.
back, the ball has to be out of your hand immediately.
Yep.
And it's not. He's holding on to it, stepping back one spot, holding the ball, and getting pushed over by his own O-lineman.
That makes the quarterback very easy to play against.
And right now, in the last 3 games, I would, without a doubt, nominate Cody Fajardo for MOP this year.
Oh, you're dumber than shit.
Like, he's played great in these 3 games.
But he's been a whole lot better than
he can run, he can throw. He's got the personality of a queen. He's great. So
a queen? He is a queen.
What?
Anyways, yeah. So now here's the question, guys. Who is Trey Ford's brother? What's his name?
Terrell Ford.
Terrell Ford. That's original. Anyways, was it
Bobby
Trey
Ford's
Ford?
son.
Was it Trey Ford who got the pick six, or was it Terrell Ford?
No, it's
Terrell
Terrell.
Ford.
He's a defensive
How do you
back.
know? How do you know? How do you know?
Oh,
Wins.
so you're thinking that it's just one guy out there switching uniforms back and forth.
That's exactly it.
What happens when he was on Winnipeg?
You never
Trey
saw
Ford was in
Trey
Edmonton.
Ford on the sidelines during the game the other night. I guarantee you, you never see him on the sidelines, man. And besides that, he looks like number 30. Just saying.
It's Will's conspiracy hour.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Okay.
It was a better game played by Edmonton. It was a terrible game played by Montreal.
Yep.
Edmonton did not deserve the win, but Montreal did deserve the loss. And I'm not going to say that Edmonton didn't win the game and Montreal just lost, because, I mean, they did play better football. I have to give them credit. Elks did play better football. What was it good enough to beat any other team in the league? No.
They might have beat
No.
Ottawa.
Might have beat Ottawa.
Maybe Ottawa.
Maybe
That's
Toronto.
about it.
Maybe Toronto.
Maybe
Maybe Toronto.
That should be the
But
that should
the
be
Elks
the Elks
have
slogan. We
absolutely
might
no
be
fucking
Ottawa.
hope of beating Calgary, BC, Winnipeg, Hamilton, Saskatchewan. If you can't beat the top 5 teams in the league, why? Cody Fajardo is barely. He wouldn't make a starter on any other team in the league.
But he's
Not
not
another team.
But he's not the starter. They brought him in
He
as
is
the
right now. They
brought him in as the backup
at the
this
moment.
year. They brought him in as the backup and paid him as a backup.
They paid Trey Ford as a backup.
Maybe that's why they made him the starter, because they saved money.
They saved money. Is Nick Arbuckle the starter or the backup in Toronto?
Currently, he is the starter. He has been the starter since day one in Toronto.
This year.
Because the other guy has been hurt.
Is he?
And he was the starter in the 2024 Grey Cup. So
He
to
was.
me, it
And he
makes him
won
the
it.
starter. And he won it. To me, it makes him the starter.
So
I
he's
call
not
whoever
the
starts the
backup.
game the starter.
Say what?
So he's not the backup.
Well, he hasn't been the backup.
Not
This-
right now.
Okay.
Trey Ford was named the starter at the beginning of the season. So
Yes, and he's been named the bench.
now he's
So
been named ugly boy.
I'm going to ask you a question. Who would you rather have as a quarterback? Trevor Harris or Cody Fajardo? Don't think too hard.
Who's
You
this
might hurt
question
yourself.
for?
Trevor Harris,
Is
if
this
he
for
wins,
Will? Yeah.
Trevor Harris, if he wins in the next 2 years.
Okay. Who would you rather have? Bo Levi Mitchell or Cody Fajardo? Hi,
This
is not.
year's
These
year's
are tough
Why are we
questions.
thinking?
this year's Bo Levi.
Okay. What about Drew Brown or Cody?
Cody.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So maybe Cody could be a starter on another team, but it would be Ottawa.
Well, he was a starter on Montreal last year.
And Montreal sucked last year until
And
they
he
won
lost his job
They lost
to a
the
rookie.
Eastern final, so they couldn't suck that bad.
They were in the Eastern Division.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, anybody want to talk about this game? Edmonton, Montreal.
No, it was an entertaining game, and
Very.
it was cool to see Sean Lemon out there playing. Montreal, obviously, I hate to say this, but they've got a few issues
They do.
on defense.
And when you have an amazing quarterback
Yep.
or a good quarterback, it hides a lot of these issues. But when your quarterback sucks, they come to the surface really quickly.
I didn't think what's his name. I didn't think the guy who took McLeod Bethel's place. What was his name? What's his name?
Caleb
thought
Evans.
Caleb Evans. I thought he played quite well, actually.
So did I.
Yeah,
he was actually the backup originally to Cody Fajardo, wasn't he?
Yep.
Was he?
He was last year.
He was the backup, and he got injured, and that's how Davis Alexander got moved up.
That's right.
Yeah, but they've seen something in Davis Alexander because he's been in their system for 4 years, has he not?
Of course.
So,
and they developed a quarterback. And how long have I been harping about the fact that no teams are developing quarterbacks? Montreal actually developed him.
They have developed
properly.
a quarterback, but the amount of stuff we've seen from him this year is not enough in my mind.
Not enough?
No.
He's 8-0 as a starter.
That's not just this year.
Every game he played this year, he won.
No, it's not.
He's won.
Yeah, but he hasn't had 8 games this year.
No.
We're only on week 10.
11.
I guess he's all time that he's 8-0.
Yes, that's starting.
He has started 8 games.
Yes, he has.
He's never lost a game in the CFL.
He broke Bo Levi Mitchell's record. So there you go.
It wasn't his record.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He still doesn't hold the record.
Okay. Who does?
He's tied with. Who's he tied with? Danny McManus or somebody? For the most wins most wins at the start of a career.
I thought
Bo Levi was number 3.
And Bo Levi Mitchell. Okay.
I think he's tied with Danny McManus or somebody like that. You can do some Googling while we're talking here. Okay, let's move on. Edmonton final score was 23 points. Montreal was 22. Point spread on this was a single point. And 45 points total. We all took Montreal to win. Nobody gave any love at all to Edmonton. So nobody got the big score here. And Charles got 38 points. Will got 36. CJ got 24. Ricky got 16. And Sparky pulled down 30. The next game up, Saturday afternoon. Why are they playing Saturday afternoon games? It's fucking annoying. I can't watch them. I was actually down on the coast in Vancouver on this day. No, I wasn't. Went down Sunday. What was I Saturday? Oh, I was working in my loft. Okay, so this was the Ottawa Red Blacks into Toronto. These are 2 of the 3 lowest teams in the CFL, both in the Eastern Division, and they went head-to-head battling, and they battled. It was a great game. It was very entertaining. It was exciting to the very end. There was a lot of lead changes. There was a lot of points scored, and it was enjoyable. Rick, you're laughing. You go first, buddy. You talk about it.
No doubt it was an entertaining game because that much scoring, the fans love scoring. But
yes,
the coach in me says it wasn't a good game because nobody brought their defense.
Agreed. But it was an exciting game.
It was entertaining. Lots of action, lots of scoring, and the fans love that.
Yes. And if you're being introduced to the CFL, this was the absolute best weekend to watch football. Okay.
Agreed.
Charles. Ottawa and Toronto.
Yeah, very, very entertaining game. I thought very reminiscent of the BC Hamilton game, where it was just back and forth the entire game. until finally Ottawa was able to pull away and Toronto was not able to respond. It was basic as that. Toronto, they're in some trouble. They really are. I'm sorry. Nick Arbuckle, it was a great story last year when he came in and won the Grey Cup when a lot of people didn't think he would, but he's just not a starter quarterback. He's a decent backup. He's a guy that can come in and start 1 or 2 games. If he's your full-time starter, you're going to have some problems with it. And I think the Argos are finding that out now. And, hey, give credit to Ottawa. Is that not 2 wins in a row for Ottawa?
How many?
Back-to-back, isn't it? Didn't they win? Haven't they won 2 in a row now? I believe they won the week before, too.
Week 9, Ottawa beat Calgary 31-11.
Yeah. And then they beat Toronto. This is like a massive winning streak for them.
They were on a bye the week before, and the week before that, they lost to Hamilton.
And they're 3-6.
Yeah.
And they're 3-6.
They're
Don't
on
get
the
me
move.
wrong. Ottawa's still crap. But the Eastern
Well, they're no
Division
longer the worst team around.
No, that's true.
No, but Toronto is actually the worst team right now because they're 2-7. Edmonton's only 2-6. One
Grey
less
Cup
loss.
champions. Yeesh.
Okay, I got to go back over to Sparky stuff here. William, you have anything to add on the Ottawa-Toronto game?
I did not watch much of it because I went to the football game instead.
Well, I can't argue with that one.
And I looked at the game and it was out of hand and it was like Ottawa could win. Okay, so yeah, I didn't watch it.
So the final score was Ottawa 46, Toronto 42, total of 88 points. I'll tell you right now, nobody got any bonus points. Charles took Toronto. Will took Toronto. CJ picked Ottawa. Rick picked Ottawa. And Sparky took Toronto. Ricky, it was you and me. We got the points.
My only points of the week, I think.
I think so, yeah. And that afternoon, Winnipeg went into Calgary. And I'd like to say they got spanked, but they didn't. It was, again, a very, very, very close game. So there was only 4 points spread in the Ottawa-Toronto game. There's only 1 point spread in the Winnipeg-Calgary game. And it was an exciting game of football. Back and forth.
A pivotal game for the Vag.
It was. He played good.
He was behind and he didn't fall apart.
Correct.
He did what he had to do to win the damn game.
So is he maturing?
Maybe. Maybe I'll have to start talking about him differently from now on.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been his bad point, is that when he's behind, he tries to push it and puts it into places he shouldn't be. And he didn't. He buckled down and he played some good football. Yep.
Played calm.
And good for him.
And I'll also point out, too, is that he always, especially when he was here in BC, seemed to have some sort of a mental block when he played the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He had all sorts of problems beating them, and he's beaten them twice this year.
Yeah, 3 times, Charles.
3 times.
3 times. Sorry, you're right.
3 fucking times. But I'm not bitter.
No. So Winnipeg didn't just lose the season series. They lost every game in the fucking series.
They got swept.
Winnipeg or Calgary hasn't swept them since 2016.
It's actually not that long ago. You know, you say 2016. Well, it is 9 years, but it doesn't seem that long. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, do you know that we're closer to 2025 than we are to 2000 or 2050 than we are to 2000?
I was going to say, I would hope so, seeing as it is 2025.
Yeah. But yeah, we're closer to 2050 Not that I won't be alive to see it, so it'll be fine. I don't know. You never know. 25 years make me 98, 88.
You
I
can
could be
do
88.
it.
I could be 88. I could make that maybe. Okay. Rick, you have to have something to say about this game. Winnipeg, Blue Bombers.
I actually
Shit the
did.
bed.
I actually did that day, Saturday. A nice little old gypsy lady that lives in a camper pulled into the spot next to me, and she had Starlink that she hooked up and came over and said, "Would you like the password to my network?" And I said, "I sure would." And I popped on the Bomber game, got most of the first half, and then I had to go to the reunion dinner I was there for. But yeah, started
Looked
off
pretty good in the first half, didn't they, Ricky?
They sure did. They sure did. The turning point was a 3rd and short that they didn't get, that they should never ever miss.
I still don't know. I still don't
Yeah.
know how teams do that.
Same here. So that was. I checked the score all the way through dinner and was very disappointed, but such is life.
Okay.
But like I said,
Charles?
the Vag did his job and kept it together. Came back when he was down. Nice.
He did.
That first touchdown pass was a friggin' beaut. Just over the top into the waiting arms was a sweet thing. Lots of composure. So good on the Vag.
He's an amazing quarterback when he's on.
Yep, 100% agree.
And he's been on more than he's been off this year, to be honest.
He sure has. He sure has.
He has. He's played a very good season. Okay. Charles, you want to add anything, or do we wrap it?
What, don't I get to say something about this game?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just gonna say that basically.
Willie, what do you want to say?
No, Charles is talking. Go ahead, Charles.
No, I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm
Sorry.
just saying that the Bombers, I think, are definitely. I mean, I know we did it last year. I think the Bombers are finally on their downward slope. They've been showing signs of it for a couple of years now, but they've always battled back. I just don't see it this year. I just think they're getting along in the tooth on both sides of the ball. I think Zach Caleros is finally showing his age. He's having trouble staying healthy, and I just don't think they're the team. I don't expect them to be a team that does. I think if they make the playoffs, they'll make it in the maybe the crossover. Who knows? But they just don't look like nearly the same team that we've seen make it to 5 straight Grey Cups. But hey, I've been surprised before, but we'll see what happens. But they
we're
just
coming
don't
back.
look
We'll
good
beat
at all
BC
right
in the
now.
Western Final and take Calgary down in the final, or beat BC in
Lost
the semi.
4 of the last
Calgary in the
5
final.
games.
Yeah.
Right? They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. And people
think
want
it's
to
about
know
time
why
that-
we put Winnipeg so low in the power rankings, because they're not showing any power right now.
No.
And they're still a 500 ball team, so I'm hopeful.
In years past, that game against Calgary, when they played so well in the first half, there was little to no chance they would have blown that game. This year, they blew it quickly. So,
Well,
that's one way to look at it. Did Calgary outplay them?
they did, but
Well, then the Bombers
The-
didn't blow
in
it.
the
They got
past year-
outplayed. There's
well-
a big difference.
well, yeah, there isn't, because in past years, the Bombers would not allow themselves to get outplayed. They would have played harder and they would have overcome the other team. They didn't do that this year. This year, they just kind of sat back and they got punched in the mouth in the second quarter, but they didn't punch back. They had in past years.
No. Brady Oliveira has not been running with authority.
No, I don't think he's 100%. He started off the year injured, and I'm not sure he's back to 100% either. But he's not running like he normally does. And I think Zach Caleros is past his best before date finally. He's had a great career, but the wear and tear is just getting to him, I think.
He's still on one of my top 5 quarterbacks of all times. So,
Oh, sure.
but he's not there right now. It's not going to take away from his past performances.
No.
But it's like, and our dear buddy Mike Dennis there from Oregon, somewhere in Oregon, some small hick town in Oregon. He's talking about how Winnipeg is so awesome, and they still have a shot at the lead of the Western Division. Yet they're tied with BC, and BC's not in the conversation with Mike Dennis. And then Will jumps in and says that I'm nothing but a homer, and like I don't get it. I don't understand. All I'm doing is I was making a point that Winnipeg's got 4 points and BC's got 4 points, and Winnipeg has lost 4 of the last 5 games, but they have a shot at the Grey Cup because they were really strong in 2019.
And they're
we're not officially tied because we've got a game in hand.
Yeah, still tie.
We're a 500 ball team and BC is not.
And there's a half a decent chance that at the end of this weekend, the Bombers are looking up at the Lions in the standings.
There is that chance.
I mean, we've got some games coming up this week,
but it's possible.
Of course it's possible. We know that. Any weekend it's possible.
Depends on if Winnipeg loses to Ottawa this weekend, I'm just gonna laugh. Okay.
Then alarm bell's got to be going off at that point.
If they lose to Ottawa, you better laugh.
I'm gonna laugh and laugh hard and loud and forever. Okay. Willie, are you finished with this game now?
I haven't said anything.
He hasn't started.
Put up your hand.
There's something about Calgary this year, and I have never seen it in all the years I've been in Calgary. There's something about them this year. They have, I don't know if it's a quiet confidence, but you don't see the same things from them that I've seen in the past when they get down, and they just don't get down anymore.
Yeah. Zero panic. Panic.
And they, I mean, I was ready to call it a day in the first half because they were down 17-0.
I think you call it a mollywop.
Yes, it was the beginning of a mollywop.
You did. He did say that.
Yes, I did. And it didn't turn out that way. I think their defense is absolutely incredible. Okay, for unknown people, really. And the Vag, I think, and I know Christopher's going to get mad when I say this, I think Dave Dickinson has settled the Vag down because he's a quarterback.
I'm not going to get mad. I agree with you. 100% agree with you.
And
it's hard to disagree with that.
The key this year was, and he said it, to stop making stupid mistakes. And he seems to have done that. That's what I said all along. Yeah. So I really like that they came back against Winnipeg. I was really pissed off at Dave Dickinson because he tried to kick a 48-yard field goal when he was they could have punted the ball and they would have locked Winnipeg down, but he didn't, and we missed that field goal, didn't even get a point. But then Rennie Paredes made up for it in the end because he kicked the right field goal. And did you guys haven't even brought up the 66-yard field goal in that game?
Yeah,
we didn't bring it up because it's not impressive after that Yankee did 70.
Well, it was before the Yankee did 70, so it was impressive.
So Sergio Castillo got a 66-yard field goal.
Yes, which ties the record.
I don't think that's a record, was it?
Yes, it is. It tied the record.
Is it a record?
It ties the record.
Ties the record. That's what okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm good.
Calgary won at home. Final score was 28-27, total of 55 points. Everybody but Ricky took Calgary. So, Ricky, you got no points there again. And Charles picks up 30, Will 28, CJ 40, Rick 36, and Sparky 34. Okay, so now let's see how the week turned out. CJ was the big winner at 364 points. Charles at 268. Will right behind him at 264. And Sparky and Rick were down in the 150 range. Okay. So, fuck, you're almost 1,000 points behind Will now, Rick.
Always has been. So, just saying.
Willie's at 3,380. CJ took over second place, up from fifth place, by the way. At 3,264. So less than I'm over 100 points behind Will still. Charles is right behind me, 40 points back at 3,220. Sparky's at 3,118, and Rick is negative 42. Sorry, 2,870. 2,970. Sorry, I didn't mean to screw you up there.
Hey, Rick, that's the most points you've ever had, isn't it?
Could be. So if we go to the Let's Talk CFL Pick'em page, Willie's in second place. Not sure how that's possible, but he is. Sparky's in 9th, CJ's in 10th, Charles is in 11th, and Rick is in 15. That's out of 20.
15's not so bad. What are there, 16 guys on the list?
17.
20.
20.
It's 20 now.
You're ahead
So
of
there's
like
actually
four
like
guys.
4 people below you.
I'm bottom 25%.
Yeah, you are. Okay,
That's
so
okay.
the standings for the season has Willie at 25 and 14, CJ at 24-15, Sparky and Charles are both 23-16, and Rick is at 22-17. It's close, straight across the board. It is very close. Okay.
One bad week and it can completely turn around.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%. Rick could take over the lead.
Yep.
He could.
He's gonna pick
We're not
Hamilton.
betting money on
He's
it,
gonna
but he
pick
could.
Hamilton and Winnipeg this week, so he's not going ahead of anybody.
No, not at all. Okay, so before we get into this week's picks, let's talk about power rankings, okay? Just because we're just finished this week, we had 4 very exciting games in which, seriously, any one of the teams could have won, right?
Yes.
The only team that couldn't have won a game this week was Saskatchewan.
They didn't play.
That's because they didn't play.
They run a bye. Okay. So, but we keep Saskatchewan in first place in the power rankings. We have Calgary in second place. I can't argue with that. In fact, everybody unanimously had Saskatchewan in first. Everybody unanimously had Calgary in second. The argument next was in third place. Everybody had Hamilton, except one person had BC.
Charles is a homer, you know that.
Sparky.
Oh, Sparky?
Sparky put BC above Hamilton.
Get out of here.
It's true story. True
You know
story.
why?
We did.
Why? Because he's busy.
I knew you were
licking
gonna.
ass. That's why.
I knew you were gonna think it was me, but it wasn't me this time.
No. It was Sparky.
Charles, I apologize, man.
Okay. So,
That's okay.
and then everybody had BC in fourth, except Sparky, who had Hamilton. So he just reversed those two. Okay. Great. Winnipeg straight across in fifth place. And here's where it got a little funky. Will and Rick picked Ottawa in sixth place. The rest of us all put Montreal. I still had Edmonton in last place. Okay. I don't think they've done enough to justify being moved out of last place. So they won a game. Big deal.
They've doubled their wins overnight.
I know. Okay, so everybody put Toronto in last place except me. And then it's just the bottom 3 are just, who gives a shit? It's like flip a coin and tell me where they are, right? Because it really doesn't matter.
They're pretty
They're all hot
interchangeable.
garbage. Okay, so we've got Montreal in 6th place, Ottawa in 7th, Edmonton in 8th, and Toronto in 9th place. So that's where that all sits. Now I have a question for you. We discuss where we put our rankings, right? We've done that on the show here. We do that on a lot of the shows. And Sparky makes this great graphic and he puts up the average that we create, right?
Yeah.
You're agreed?
Yeah.
what if we post this picture here with all of our pickings as the first comment? Do you understand what I mean?
No.
Kind
Okay,
of.
so when you make a post and you put a picture in it, you can't put two pictures.
Right.
So you put a picture there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first comment that is in there, Sparky makes a comment, and the comment is adding this graph,
Okay.
this
Okay, yeah.
spreadsheet. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yep.
that all the people out there can see who picked who and how it came to the point where it is.
Oh, I
Because
see. Oh,
you can't just because we put up the thing. Now this week we almost all agree unanimously on where people are, but there are other weeks where there's a lot of difference between our rankings, and the points put them some way we don't even agree with. Right? There are weeks that the listing doesn't even compare to anybody's.
yep.
So I want the people, the fans, our
Oh, who's
beloved fans
responsible?
out there to be able to in this discussion and argument. So what do you guys think?
I
Is
got
that
no
a-
I,
problem with it.
I think that's
Raise
not
your
a bad
hand.
idea.
I'm going to raise
actually.
my hand. Where's my hand?
Yep.
There. I'm raising
Oh,
my hand.
sorry.
I'm
I
voting.
literally raised my hand.
Charles actually raised his hand. Rick's got his hand up in the air, except we've got our little hands. There, Willie's got his hand up.
Back in my day when we said raise our head.
Okay. Look, everybody's got their hand up except Rick. He doesn't know how. Lower your hand in a few seconds. No.
There he goes. Look at that. High
Sorry,
five.
I couldn't find my
Okay.
cursor.
Okay. So if Sparky can do that, it would be great. So something else. We'll get to that in a bit. Sparky found a new stat guy out on Twitter or on X, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later. Okay.
Those were interesting.
What's that? It
I
was
said,
very
those were
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were interesting to you guys.
Didn't even look at them.
I don't think to the average guy they're interesting at all, but
Well,
that's just
that's
my thought.
because
No,
that's
I looked
because-
at them. I looked at them and I liked them, but I just don't know how many people are going to look at them. That's all. But if you want to put them up, go ahead. It's not going to hurt anything.
Okay, so we're going to go into this week's games, okay? Our first game that we have is Ottawa into Winnipeg to play the Blue Bombers. CFL Pick'em has, Jamie Nye, Christina Constable actually took the Red Blacks. The other three have taken Winnipeg. Hard to do, okay? FanDuel has Winnipeg by 5.5 points with an over-under of 53.5. CFL Pick'em has Winnipeg 81, Ottawa 19. Sparky Calculator has Winnipeg at 55. CJ I'm picking Winnipeg at 54. If Winnipeg loses to fucking Ottawa, they might as well just pack their bags up and go golfing, right? I mean, their season's done. If they lose to the Red Blacks, it's over, right? It's over. I don't even count on a crossover. Sure. Okay, you sunk that fucking boat. Okay, so Rick, your team. Tell me who's going to win this one. Going to be a homer and go with Winnipeg?
Yes, sir. Winnipeg 58.
Okay. And William.
Winnipeg 60.
Whoa, it's going big. What did you used to say? What did you call it? Oh, a 60 burger.
There you go.
60 burger. Charlie, what are you going to do there, Charles?
Honestly, Winnipeg doesn't win this one, they're in big trouble. Winnipeg 56.
You do know that I will be cheering for Ottawa in the game.
I would expect nothing less.
Okay. I do want the Red Blacks to win.
But you're not going to
I just
pick
can't
them.
possibly believe that they will.
No.
Right? Same with the next game here, okay? The next game up is Toronto into Edmonton. And the CFL panel has unanimously selected Edmonton to win this game. FanDuel has Edmonton by 3 points with an over-under of 53.5. CFL Pick'em has Edmonton 74% and Toronto 26. Sparky Calculator has Toronto. Sparky's taken Toronto at 57. CJ is going to take the Elks at 54 points simply because I will not pick the Argos as long as Ponscom's still on the team.
But he's not.
He is still part of the team. Well, you know what? So is Mike Pinball Clemens, and I'm not sure he's any better.
Okay.
William. Pick a team.
Toronto 52.
Okay. Charles.
Can't believe I'm doing this. Edmonton 48.
It's a tough one, you know.
It is.
I honestly don't believe Edmonton can win, but I don't think Toronto can either. Rick?
Toronto 58.
Toronto 58. Okay. So now we've got a clash between the top of the East and the top of the West. We have the Hamilton Tiger Cats coming into Regina to play the Rough Riders. And what do we got? We have Matthew Cause has taken the Ticats. Everybody else picked Saskatchewan. FanDuel has Saskatchewan at 3.5 points with an over-under of 53.5. CFL Pick'em has Saskatchewan at 78%. I don't believe that. Hamilton 22. Sparky Calculator has Saskatchewan at 56. Go ahead, Rick.
Hamilton 58.
You do know that you put like Hamilton way down on the
yeah, but I got to go against the pack here to gain points, so I'm taking a chance.
Okay.
You do.
William, what are you going to do?
Not even going to be close. Sask 54.
No.
3.
You can't take my score.
3, I said.
Okay. 53. Okay, and Charles.
Saskatchewan 61.
61. Okay. CJ
I saw what BC did at Hamilton defense, so let's see what happens.
Saskatchewan 54. Okay, now we've got the final game. Is this Sunday? Is this Saturday night, right?
Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock.
I hate afternoon games.
BC?
Okay, so
BC.
This is Montreal. Montreal is coming into Vancouver to play the Lions. As my father would call them, the Vancouver Kittens. They actually owned that name back then because they were not anything more than a kitten. CFL Pick'em has a unanimous selection of the BC Lions. FanDuel has BC by a whopping 7.5 points with an over-under of 51. They went low. Charles went high. CFL Pick'em has BC 88, Montreal 12. And Sparky Calculator has BC 51. CJ has taken BC at 54. Charles has taken BC at how many?
Let's see. Montreal hasn't won here in a decade, and they've had much better teams to do it with. BC 58.
You can't take 58. Rick wants it.
Okay, 59 then.
Just cuz. Ricky?
Just because of what Charles just said, they haven't won there in a decade. He just jinxed his BC Lions. I'm going with Montreal 58.
You're an idiot.
You ever notice these play-by-play guys? Every time they say this guy hasn't fumbled the ball in 500 carries, and out comes the ball. Thank you, Chuck.
You do know that Caleb Evans is starting, right?
Thank you. I do.
Okay, just
It's the only quarterback they got left.
I got to make some points up here, guys. I'm rolling the dice.
That's not how you do it.
No.
William, you're last. What do you want to do?
Ricky, I'm gonna fix it real good for you, okay? BC 52. You're gonna win for sure, Rick.
There we go. Okay. So that's the end of that. Steven's saying something. Do you guys know Ballsy, Michael Ball? Was the voice of the Riders. Now he has his own show, Ballsy Uncut. His son plays special teams on the Bombers. Yes, we know that, Steve.
Yes,
Sparky.
we know that.
Will's talking to him.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, he keeps posting links to his podcast on Let's Talk CFL, so I'd keep deleting them. What are you laughing about?
That would explain why I haven't seen them.
No, there's no podcast allowed on Let's Talk CFL except for Let's Talk CFL.
I didn't read the rules.
There is no rule.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
It's just what I do.
I am okay with that. You just be you, Christopher.
I am
Don't
just
ever
being an
apologize
asshole,
for
okay?
that.
It's just I am really good at it.
He never has. Don't worry.
He doesn't apologize for practically anything, so don't worry about that.
I've had decades practice at this.
I completely understand.
That's why
Going
I love
way
you.
back into the last millennium.
Oops, did I say that?
Okay. So where we got we got to go over to here, and Charles has some stuff here. What do we got?
Yep.
Some
of the stuff we've already addressed.
The Toronto Argonauts for lack of courage in loss to Ottawa. Now, Ryan Dinwiddie is being a dimwit because he keeps calling his team out in the media. And he's done it 3 times this year. He's had to apologize 2 times. Now he's done it again. Are we going to get another apology in 2 or 3 days? Or
well, he calls them out and he doesn't do anything. He calls them out.
He's
and he
not
doesn't
wrong.
do anything.
Calls him out and then he doesn't do anything to fix anything.
No.
And then exactly.
It's one thing to call them out publicly once. I think if you do it over and over again, it completely loses the effect of it.
Yeah. You know what works effectively right now? Is fucking releasing people. You get released before Labor Day, your contract is not guaranteed for the season. Labor Day is only 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. If he starts releasing people, it's going to hurt. The others better smarten up. Do you think this is a good idea, William?
Well, if they're not performing, yes, it's a good idea.
Calling them out in the media?
I tend to wonder if nobody likes him on that team, because think of the mass exodus this past year. And
2 years in a row.
Yeah, and is that about money? I don't think an extra $5,000 is about money, to be honest with you. So I've never liked him. He wasn't liked in Calgary. I don't think the players even liked him in Calgary. So I don't know. But he has won 2 Grey Cups since he's been there. So,
and you know, the year that he won the first Grey Cup, everybody on this panel, except Rick, because he wasn't here, we all said he should have been fired.
Yep.
Because his team sucked.
So,
and then they went off and won the Grey Cup.
Somewhere he has pictures of ownership with farm animals.
Hey, CJ, did you just read that from Sparky?
What? No.
Oh, yes. That is a big yes. We need to do that. Please. Please.
What?
Please.
I liked him and Luke. Thought they were a few. He's a staunch supporter of the Canadian ratio and has been blabbering off about it recently. He wants to come on the show and debate you guys about it. Are you interested?
Yes, I am.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
He doesn't know what he's getting into. But going back to Ryan Dinwiddie, That should tell you something that he's won 2 Grey Cups and they still have problems keeping players there.
Correct?
There's got to be some sort of reason for that.
Correct?
So I don't know.
Yeah,
And
well,
calling people out in the
well-
media, like I said, doing it more than once, it loses its effectiveness. And then the people think, oh, that's going to be his go-to, is going to the media.
Don't forget that the Bombers' ex-defensive lineman Doug Brown, what he said about Brian Dinwiddie when Brian Dinwiddie got to play the Grey Cup. He said, he said to me in the first 5 minutes of the game, I've played in big games before. This is nothing. This is a done deal. Doug Brown said he knew he was in trouble after that. So.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move on from Dinwiddie. Montreal Alouettes are likely to start Caleb Evans after benching McLeod Bethel Thompson, provide no timeline for Davis Alexander's return. This is not a true statement by 3 Down Nation. And who is surprised that 3 Down Nation didn't do their due diligence in researching this article first? McLeod Bethel Thompson was injured in the game and he was pulled and he was not benched. He was injured. And now he is on the 6-game injury list. So Caleb Evans is definitely the starter. And Cameron Wakes? No, Cameron Dukes. Cameron Dukes.
Cameron Dukes.
Cameron Wake is that other guy, defensive lineman. Awesome guy. Okay, anyhow, yeah, so they just signed the guy today, and he's going to be backing up Caleb Evans because Montreal's now down 2 QBs. I don't know. Do they have a third in there as well?
No, I would think not.
Well, you couldn't, but did they go into last game with only 2 of them?
Probably.
They might have.
You're legally
They
allowed
probably
to.
have one guy on the. They probably have one guy on their roster that's an emergency quarterback in case they both go down.
Could
But
be.
I don't think it's a third quarterback.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably Jason Moss.
Their
I think it's
kicker
probably
or
Jason
something.
Moss. He'd probably
Kicker
still
or
play.
a receiver. Okay.
Didn't Luke Pasaglia have that position on the Lions at one point?
Well, he was the
For a
he was
while, yep.
actually quarterback for the Klansmen,
Yep.
which we're not allowed to say anymore because the Americans are afraid because they don't know what Scotsmen's are.
Yeah, they don't know the difference between clan spelt with a C and a K.
No, they don't.
Shake my head. So, anyhow,
Will and I are clansmen.
BC Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke. James Butler is one of the best players I've ever played with.
Smart comment by a smart starting quarterback.
It is, except for Willie doesn't believe it because he doesn't put any stock
No.
into Nathan Rourke at all.
No,
The
but
kid is
who I
punk, and he
really
doesn't know how to
think,
play the fucking position, and he shouldn't even be in the CFL, according to Will.
who I really think is a great back is the guy for Edmonton, that Rankin guy. He is fantastic.
Well, he's what's making Cody look good.
Could be.
He is a good running back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no problem with their running back. They have probably.
But honestly,
I mean, there's a lot of teams this year. Montreal's one of them. Ottawa's another one.
Stanback.
Yeah, but Stanback's his time is up.
has done not much.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of them don't have running backs. I think that's Montreal's biggest problem. They don't have a big name running back. They got Oga Boygo or whatever the heck his name is, and somebody else.
So with the standings, if we look at the standings in the Western Division, we have Saskatchewan with 7 wins, 1 loss, Calgary with 6 wins, 3 losses, Winnipeg at 4-4, and BC at 4-5. And I guess we should mention Edmonton too at 2-6. At this point of the season, which is we're literally one game, we're at halfway mark. So if we extrapolate these points out, BC and Winnipeg are going to be like 500 football at 9-9, 8-10, whatever, something in that. If we do the same thing, but I don't think that that's possible, because if you look at the schedule, BC plays Ottawa twice, Edmonton, Toronto twice, Hamilton once, and Calgary twice. So the two tough games obviously are going to be the Calgary game, with the possibility. Oh, sorry, I think they play the Riders in there and not Hamilton.
Yeah, you said Hamilton, but they're done with Hamilton. They played them twice already.
They're done with Hamilton. They got to play Saskatchewan once. And I think we've lost both games to Saskatchewan, but that's not the point. I think that Saskatchewan is very beatable. But, okay, so I think out of the last, BC has to play 9 games. They could lose 3. So could lose 4. So that makes 5 wins. BC's going to be a 500 football team. 500 football team is good for the crossover. Because there's no fucking way in hell that Ottawa at 3-6 or Toronto at 2-7 are going to be 500 football teams this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not possible. Not possible. Regardless of how big an Ottawa red-black fan you are, your team is not going to come out and light the league on fire. So the crossover is going to happen this year. You heard it here first. I'm saying it. There will be a crossover. The question is, will it be BC? Will it be Winnipeg? Or are those two going to catch Calgary? I don't think they're going to catch Calgary.
I'm hard pressed to think that's going to be the case, but you never know.
You never know. It's possible. I mean, Saskatchewan has gone on a 7-game shit skid before, so 7-1 right now could easily come up 9-9.
You know what? Any of these teams, if they lose their starting quarterback, they're fucked.
Right?
Pretty much.
So, and that could happen. So
we have no faith in any backups right now.
Nope. We saw what happened with Mazzoli here. I don't ever want to see that again.
In all honesty, I think Ottawa's got the best backup. He's just as good as their starter.
No, I think Edmonton has the best backup. Sorry.
Trey Ford?
Cody Fajardo.
I think you're still considering Fajardo the backup, but is he really the backup? I can't
call Fajardo the backup. They have designated him the starter for the remainder of the season.
But he was signed as a backup, so he's still a backup.
I don't give a shit.
I'm concerned. I don't care what you think. Sorry.
That's obvious. You're welcome to be wrong, William.
As my brother Ricky says to me all the time, everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if it is wrong, Christopher.
And my father used to say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and most of them stink.
We won't even...
Okay, so that's the possible crossover. There we go. Yep. As we've spoken many times, Montreal Alouettes have signed Cameron Dukes and placed McLeod Bethel Thompson on the 6-game injured list. So that's 3 Down Nation has now posted a counter article to their other previous blooper article. Okay. And Sparky's going on about parity again.
Please
do you agree that there's parity in the league?
Sure. To
yes or no question. Charles, you got your hand up. You need to speak.
No point. Go ahead, Charles.
Oh no, that's up from before. I didn't know I had put that up when we were voting on the thing, and then I never took it down.
Okay. You either have to speak or you have to go pee. Either way, okay. Don't worry about it. William, yes, you've got your hand up.
Yes.
Okay. So Sparky keeps using the word parity in the CFL. And he's saying that his Sparky calculator doesn't work when there's parity. And
Parity.
I'm really having problems with the word parity, because parity usually means that they're all equal, right? And I understand that, but usually it means equal on a high level. To me, what we have in the league right now is mediocrity. It's not outstanding.
Wait.
We're having amazing games.
Wait, are you saying there's no superstars in the CFL?
Bingo.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
I'm not saying there's no superstars.
Parity is the wrong word. It is now,
Yes.
in the CFL has often been a league where anybody can shit the bed on any day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I honestly think football's like that in general, because even now and then in the NFL, you'll see a bad team every now and then upset a good team. It doesn't happen often.
No.
Football is one of those games that if you're just off at a day and things aren't clicking, that you can get beaten by a bad team. It just happens from time to time.
Isn't it any given Sunday?
Yeah. I don't know why Will's laughing now.
No, I just read something that is just hilarious.
He's got his hand up again.
I read something
that's up.
Go ahead, guys. I just want to figure this out.
Well, what are you talking about?
What do you average? Charles would know this. Charles, what do you pay average for a CFL jersey that's got a name on it and a number? Give me an idea.
If it's a CFL jersey, you can usually get them. They're about $180 to $200, depending on where you buy them.
I was going to say 200.
Okay, there we go. Sparky just posted that one of the reasons Ballsies think the Canadian ratio is great is because since his son has been playing, family and friends have bought 27 jerseys. Okay?
What?
For a grand total of $4,860. That absolutely increases revenue in the CFL for sure.
So in reality, it's not maybe the Canadian content, but they need more players with big families.
I guess so. You can play in the CFL if you have 6 brothers and sisters and 8 aunts and uncles. There you go.
So that's the argument? The guy's family bought his jersey?
That's what Sparky has put on our little podcast here.
Yeah, I just saw what he put there.
Yeah, it's like, holy fuck, are you kidding me?
27 jerseys.
There you go.
I think he needs to watch our podcast before he admits to wanting to come on.
And FYI, I stopped watching Sports Cage when Ballsy started running it because I think it's absolute shit now. Just my opinion.
Are you suggesting Ballsy doesn't watch the podcast?
He doesn't watch our podcast, I guarantee you, but he should watch his. He had a I don't know if he still has it in Saskatchewan. He's got an afternoon radio drive-in show that's called the Sports Cage, and he used to be the host of it. And I stopped watching it after 2 of his episodes because he was horrible.
I thought he was doing a Calgary Stampeder podcast.
No, he's not. Well, I don't know. Have to ask Sparky. I don't think so.
Well, he really should watch this once before he comes on.
Yeah, and on top of that, I did hear some.
Otherwise, he's hanging up on us.
I did hear some rumors this year, and I can't tell you who, but Charles and CJ can guess, and I'm not going to say yay or nay. Apparently, that person was going to replace Ballsy on the Sports Cage, but it never came to fruition. So,
yeah.
Was he formerly on this podcast?
An old friend of ours, yes, sir.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm not going to say the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Never came to fruition because he's kind of busy with his other career.
I would never think that Kelly Bale would make it that far. I'm sorry, but I just would never have guessed that.
Imagine what that show would be like. Anyways, don't make me laugh, CJ.
We could have a podcast with Kelly Bale and Todd Mogi on it.
That would be fun.
Watching it would be funny.
Boy.
Oh God.
So, Rick, I got a
I
question
would
for you.
give anything for one episode of that.
Before you come on the camera on the show here, do you like put something on the top of your head so it doesn't go shiny?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
It's all about lighting. You do remember I'm a professional photographer, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You remember, hey CJ, one thing you got to remember is Todd Mogi. Don't say too much about Todd Mogi because he graduated from the same high school me and my big brother graduated from. So
I like Todd Mogi. I don't have anything bad to say about him. We get along great. We talk all the time.
yeah, we get along pretty good too.
Never heard of him.
No, of course you have it.
He used to be a admin on the Let's Talk CFL podcast group, and I kicked out a couple of his buddies, kicked out the Winnipeg Bomber fans for being assholes, and he got mad and he went off and started another group. And yeah, so be it. I mean, Let's Talk CFL was started because I was the admin of another group. What was it called? CFL is the best
CFL
football?
is IZ.
Yeah, it started by an American, Mike Townsend, and I was the admin on that, and I built that group up. And then one day I had a comment. What the comment was by a Saskatchewan Rough Rider fan, and he said that he has green blood. It's in his genes. And I said, is that kind of like Down syndrome? And the other admins of the group got mad and kicked me out. And so we went over and started up this group.
Sounds more like syphilis to me, but
it does. But you know, it's because Saskatchewan Rough Rider fans don't know the difference between a gene defect and an extra chromosome. So their human biology is totally off, and they didn't understand the ironic nature of my comment. And so be it. Anyhow, at least I didn't call them retarded or anything.
No, can't say that word, CJ.
Honestly, if you could send podcast hate mail, we'd be getting tons of it.
On that the podcast I did for the cadets, we did talk some football, and I did ask the question to the host that if two Rough Rider fans got divorced, were they still brother and sister?
Yes.
True.
And
Yeah.
he
Still brother and sister.
He gave me one of these looks like, did you just say that on my podcast?
Well, what was it? It was somebody said that the other day, and he goes, dude, what are you doing? That's your sister. And he said, that's why I'm wearing a condom.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
But crash.
Let's get back
Enough
on
rider jokes, okay? This
Just a
podcast
prediction that
has
if
deteriorated
Michael Ball
substantially in the last 4.5 minutes.
I was gonna say if Michael Ball listens to tonight's episode, he ain't coming anywhere near. So
Hey, you know what? Well, only because he's a Rider fan, right?
oh yeah.
Willie, you got your hand up again.
Oh, sorry.
It hasn't gone down.
It's gone up and down about 20 times.
There you go.
I don't know why, but he
I know.
keeps bringing it back up.
You don't need to say anything. I'm good.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody wishes to discuss on this podcast?
I think we've discussed it all.
Pretty
So
much.
we need to bring some guests on just because it would be fun. And
Go ahead.
Michael Ball would be an interesting choice because he does consider himself a bit of a media personality.
And he does like CFL football.
And he loves
Yes,
CFL football, and we all do. Don't get us anything that we have said on here. We're not attacking the CFL in any way, shape, or form. We love this league passionately. Okay? Not everything about the league is wonderful, like the ratio, but you know, we're fans. No question about it. we don't want it to change, or some things change. Okay, anyhow. Anything else, or I'm going to just sign off because I'm running out of things to say.
Okay.
I'm good.
We're good.
Okay, this
Watch
has
football.
been Let's Talk CFL Football, episode number 617. I've been your host, Christopher Jones, and we deteriorated greatly at the end. And I apologize to anybody who did stick around to the end. But you know what? I had fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't say anything I regret. So we're gonna watch some football this weekend. There's going to be some good games. There's a couple games in here that are questionable. I really don't know what's going to happen in the Montreal-Saskatchewan game. I believe Saskatchewan's going to win, but who knows? We could have another week of extremely close games down to the wire, and that would be a lovely thing. Doesn't get better than that. So say goodnight, Charles.
Good night, Charles. No, thanks everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Enjoy this week's games. And remember, all hate mail is to be addressed to Christopher Jones. Never mind. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Well, since Sparky got us a new Twitter account, maybe he should get like a Gmail account or something so that he can field the hate mail.
That would be interesting.
We could have
Let's
a 10
talk
minute
CFL at
period.
gmail.com.
We could have a 10-minute period where we read some of these just for
Yeah, we
entertainment.
read. That actually would
That'd
be
be awesome.
entertaining, I think.
You know what I did the other day?
Open up a group
I-
chat for everybody to access.
But before we sign off here, which Charles and I already have, I did a chat GPT the other day and says, who does the best CFL podcasts? And they came out with a whole pile of different podcasts that were actually fucking terrible podcasts. And they're saying all the best. And then, what about Let's Talk CFL? And he said, nobody likes it. And I just,
Guess what? I do.
Well,
I can't believe that.
Chat
So
GPT
anybody
is
out
mean.
there who is listening to the CFL, Let's Talk CFL podcast, go out, do a Google review on it, and tell everybody how wonderful we are. So the AI search engines will actually promote us a little bit better. Okay. It's important that you go out there and give us a good review. Charles, you got your hand up?
No.
You're very close to the camera. I thought you wanted to speak or
I just
jump into it.
I just sat forward.
Okay. Willie, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Watch football this weekend, and I can make one guarantee tonight.
What?
My guarantee is this: Calgary is not going to lose this weekend.
They're on a bye.
They're on a bye.
They are.
Rick,
Thanks
say
for
something
listening.
intelligent.
Thanks for
Your
listening,
brother
everybody. It was good to get back. I have nothing planned this week. I might actually watch all of the games. Have a
Wow.
good
Isn't it
week,
nice to be
everybody. Thanks
retired?
for listening.
Okay. Push the stop button. There we go.